We're talking about fruit trees today. What's up, Scott? I'm no farmer. I am no professional herbivore or whatever you call them. I'm not a, what's up, Jay Sewell Sells? I'm not one that particularly likes to grow fruit trees or anything like that, but it's necessary for us to talk about it today. So y'all come on in, join the fist pump guy. So the first question I have to ask is, why do people grow fruit trees? Okay, now I'm talking about apple trees, pear trees, peaches, whatever. Why do people grow fruit trees? There's various different reasons why. A lot of people like to grow them for themselves, like to can fruit. What's up, Dougie Fresh? Can their own fruit, make their own jams, have spiced apples. They like to make cobblers. So a lot of people they grow the fruit trees in smaller bunches in order to maybe provide for their family for food. Okay, then on a grander scale, there's a lot of people that grow fruit trees to produce a massive amounts of fruit to sell to others, which you could see, in stores or maybe farmers markets and things like that. And I have a problem with neither one of those, because at the end of the day, that's what they're for. They're there to potentially provide food for people's families and for others. And for me, I just assume go buy it. But there may be an opportunity coming up in the future for me to actually grow some to provide for my own family. So, there's various different reasons why people grow fruit trees, okay? Now, the question comes up is, what happens to this fruit if you don't pick it? If you don't pick it off the trees or whatever? What's up, Larry? I appreciate that, man. Well, there's a couple things that happen with the fruit. The fruit could get so heavy on the branches, they could break the branches, maybe kill the tree. The fruit could fall off the tree, rot on the ground, and pretty much be good for nothing except for feeding the flies and the ants, drawing outside pests. Also could be on the tree and maybe provide food for animals or wild, whatever. So there's various different ways that the fruit can actually be hurt by, not picking it or whatever. And the reason I'm bringing this up today, I was thinking about this particular topic that I typically try to emphasize. And I remembered this pear tree that was in my grandmother's yard. Now, this pear tree produced an excessive amount of pears, okay? It was only a fruit tree. There was a plum. We had a big plum tree, which also had the same problem. But these pears got real heavy. They'd fall off. They'd break branches. And guess what? They'd land on the ground. They'd rot. It drew a lot of flies and bees and stuff. You run over it with the mower and it makes a big mess. So really that fruit was good for nothing. That tree was pretty much growing for no reason. So we culled it back, cut it down, and it ended up growing back and produced even more pears. Okay, now some of you guys may not know where I'm going with this, but at the end of the day, you want the fruit that you're producing to benefit other people, whether it's your family or other people that you know. So what are you doing with your fruit? All right, are you one of those trees that produce an abundance amount of fruit and use it for nothing? Or are you somebody that's able to take what little bit of fruit that you are making or producing or learning and actually helping other people with it? Okay? Exactly. You got to share the fruit. The fruit's got to be shared because, listen, and this is something in my mind I always go through each and every day. The only true measure of your success really is how you've helped and benefited others. Okay? Because there's always going to be a level that you haven't reached yet, money-wise, promotion-wise, stuff like that. So that can be a measure of success, but the only true measure of success is how you're helping others. What are you able to produce that helps other people? Okay? And then on the flip side of that, are you a tree that produces no fruit? Do you not produce anything that's of any value to help other people? Because both of these are vital questions. Maybe you're the type of fruit tree that's never been nurtured yourself, never been watered, never been fertilized. It's in the wrong type of soil, maybe the wrong type of climate, and you never produce fruit. Okay? Maybe that happened to you as you were coming up and you never were able to produce any fruit yourself. And that's what happens. Those trees end up dying or whatever, and they have to be cut down, and you got to plant over. So the moral of this whole story is if you truly want to measure success in your life, and you truly want to use your fruit for something. What's up, Chad? Hope you're doing well, my friend. If you truly want to grow as a fruit tree, that fruit's got to come off, okay? You got to be culled back from time to time, but you got to use your fruit to benefit other people, because realistically, if that fruit just falls on the ground and rots, it's not helping anybody. It's not helping you, and it's not helping those around you. So you got to produce good fruit, and that fruit's got to be used to help other people. Because eventually, like I said, if it doesn't get picked off the tree, branches break, the tree dies, you stop growing. Okay, and I'm talking to managers out there, I'm talking to salespeople. That is a very serious thing if you stop growing. Now, granted, you may not be passionate and wanting to stay where you're at or what you're doing, but you still got to be able to try to grow. And you grow by plucking other people's fruit, by getting information, by getting help from others. Therefore, if you're helping others, a lot of times you can help them grow as well, but you help yourself grow. Now, I know this sometimes sounds like I'm rambling, but these analogies I do for a reason, because I want to help somebody else. Okay, so think about it like that today. What kind of fruit tree are you? Okay, do you produce any fruit? All right, do you produce so much fruit and keep it to yourself, or do you actually use that to help other people? Because realistically, and like in the car sales, if your top level isn't producing fruit, a lot of times the lower levels aren't producing either. Okay. And it doesn't mean that you're having to give away everything. It's a matter of sharing and helping build. Okay, just like that small fruit tree when you first plant it. It helps if you put it in good soil. It helps if you put little water in it. It helps if you maybe put fertilizer. That foundation is where it starts. But as it grows and matures, you got to cull it back. You got to cut back the branches. You got to pick the fruit. Or a lot of times that fruit falls off and dies, and the tree could die. So today, as you go out, look at yourself, see what kind of information you have. Maybe it's a life experience. Maybe it's something you've learned that you can use to help other people. Because like I said, that's the only true way to measure true success. Okay, you want to help nurture people. You want to help cull their branches. You want to help them pick their fruit. You want to help offer them some fruit in order to help them grow. So I hope that helps somebody today. Like I said, I know not a lot of people watch my analogies because maybe sometimes they don't get it. But I hope that helps somebody today, because you never know who your fruit can help. Okay? If you only have one fruit tree, there's a good chance that you're not going to produce that much fruit, if any. But if you have a lot of fruit trees, there's a chance that the majority of those could produce fruit, and you'd have an abundance to share. Hope this helps somebody today. Have a great Saturday, a great weekend. The Fist Pump Guy, selling cars the right way, because it's the only way I know. Follow the Fist Pump Enterprise.